car.
Yeah, absolutely, Sandra and Sherry. You're right. Listening to the CHP talking about the occupants, just as you were speaking about that, 2 in the back seat, possibly 2 in the front seat, so as many as 4 in the vehicle. But two that we saw jump out of the white vehicle and jump into the rear of this vehicle. So that was in the downtown LA area, which is where we're at right now. On the 10 westbound, he's going to transition last minute. Tried that trick there with the gore point. It looks like he's going to be back on the 110 freeway. He's going to go.
Yeah, we got some night action tonight.
South here, and yeah, it looks like he's set up for either south or continue on the 10.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to go back downtown.
That he's going to be going.
Yeah, wants to be doing the 110 south.
The 110 south, yeah, from the 10. So here's the transition road. Got a little bit of traffic there. Vehicle not knowing what's going on behind him. And he's going to go south here on the 101 freeway, I'm sorry, the 110 freeway. And we'll continue there. You can see the 2 units that are in trail, 3 units, and the airship that is LAPD airship overhead.
There really have been a lot of close calls in this pursuit. You just saw one there getting a little bit too close to one of those cars, making that turn, at these high
Thanks for
speeds,
tuning in to this live. If you're live with me right now, I appreciate it.
In this pursuit, let's pull up the video. He tried to cross in
This
front
is
of
VIPTV live.
They nearly collided. So this was him coming off the freeway in Hollywood on the 101, and then made a quick turn to go back onto the freeway on the 101 south. And right there, you could see him just so close to hitting that truck, actually, sorry, the bus hitting that car. So some really dangerous moments here, not just on the freeway at these high speeds, but also on surface streets and trying to get onto the freeway.
Yeah, thank goodness that bus driver was paying attention, right? And was able to hit the brakes on that, because that was really close. Gil, the original
Courtesy of KTLA 5. This is breaking news live.
Flee law enforcement, but no indication that they're linked to any other crime or any weapons involved, right?
Not that we know of. It was rare to see the two vehicles staying together in the chase. The entire time in the South LA area, coming up Broadway northbound, they stayed together. At times they stopped. It looks like he's going to be exiting here at Vernon, and so if we can continue, Mike, forward just a little bit more, he's exiting the freeway here. But yeah, it was very strange to see 2 vehicles being chased and staying together. Normally, if there's 2 cars being chased, they will...
I gotta say, this is rare. This usually happens during the day, usually during rush hour times, either in the morning or in the afternoon, or in the late afternoon, early evening. But this is straight 11:13 p.m. Pacific time. Hey, you gotta be specific in the Pacific, right?
Almost 90 miles per hour, trying to outrun the CHP and things that are dropping, it looks like, and debris that they went over. Wasn't sure if that was something that came out of the car. Nonetheless, making a very sharp left turn here. It is just...
So there's no traffic, so there's nothing that's going to obstruct him or slow him down. He has free range.
Could be walking across the street, and these are when these accidents happen. And so now going into, looks like an alleyway of a residential neighborhood, and let's see what happens here.
Oh, it looks like somebody's running.
Yeah. That's
Over the
1.
fence.
Yeah.
That's 2. That's 3. Oh no.
There's a third
3.
one.
All right. They look like kids.
And they're down an alleyway.
I know. Let's stop now. Get out of the car.
So they found a good spot to
climb
and,
over a gated alley,
through the alleyway.
and hopefully we'll get away. No, the helicopter doesn't see us with that big bright light. That's just for show.
What I believe is the driver of the vehicle that is in that alleyway, and we're losing sight of him. But airship has the night sunlight. They're directly over it.
So,
and we'll continue to look.
Yeah, law enforcement will now set up a perimeter and try to close in on them. Of course, it makes it more difficult with 3 people. If you're in this area and you happen to be watching us tonight on KTLA 5, of course,
some really good advice. And, you know, we always talk about, people ask us, why do we do these things? You know, but this is why, because we don't know what is going to happen in your neighborhood. We want you to be aware of what's going on when you hear those airships.
They are in somebody's backyard. It's crazy.
You're wondering what is happening. Well, you see these three, they look like kids to me, but you see,
Honestly, they should have just stayed in the car.
you see these three suspects that were in that black Kia that have been on the run from police.
Maybe he ran out of gas
10:30 in South
or
Carolina, ending up
electricity.
on the fence. Yeah, and trying to.
Oh yeah, a good place to hide from the helicopter is a roof. Everybody knows that.
It's dangerous for the officers who are in pursuit.
Right. You know, they, like you said, Sandy, they think that they're going to run away, but the reality is that a perimeter is now being set up in this area to.
Ruth, the homeowner, comes out blasting.
Although that takes some time to kind of get from one end to the other and into that closer quarters of kind of cornering them. You know, it does happen, and time is on the hands of those officers. And there's one thing for sure, is that these three, if not four, will end up in jail tonight and have a long list of felony charges that will be brought up against them.
I can't help but think they certainly didn't plan on this. One of them's wearing bright red, one purple, looks like one's in green. They're pretty easy to spot, and it looks like so far they have not made any attempt to shed those bright colored clothes that they're wearing. Also, I think a lot of people have dogs and guard dogs. You see LAPD, it looks like right there waiting for them, but a lot of people will hear a noise and they'll let their dog out, so that's something else to be concerned about.
Gail, what are you hearing on the scanners?
Well, they do have that perimeter set up. They have two officers here with their guns drawn. Unfortunately, there's a fence that blocks off that alleyway, but they have guns drawn on that one suspect that wasn't able to jump the fence. Oh, look at that. He's moving towards the officers now, backing up towards the officers. That suspect was not able to jump that fence. The fence looks pretty high there. Wasn't able to pull themselves up and over.
Wah, 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 wah.
Looks like they're going to attach the handcuff to the fence right now until they get the other two, you know, and figure out how they get him onto the other side and put him in the back of that squad car. But we've got two officers, like you mentioned here, making an arrest right now of one of the three suspects that we saw get out of the car, possibly a fourth one that may have gone a different direction than the other three. So, you know, again, like you said, there is a perimeter set up, and it's only a matter of time before they catch all of the suspects involved in this stolen vehicle pursuit that started off in South LA with two cars that were being pursued, and then one was ditched shortly after. It seemed to have been disabled by some kind of debris or spark, and the passengers
yeah,
from
he's
that
telling
white car got
everything.
into the black Kia Soul,
And then
black Kia
there's
Soul with 3 to 4
the other ones went the other way.
You know, the passengers
And
transferred into the next other car. You know, went on a wild
the car is over there.
downtown, and really making a gigantic loop on the freeway.
How did you
from
find me?
downtown Los Angeles all the way up to Hollywood, back down to downtown Los Angeles, hitting the 5 freeway, the 110 freeway, the 101, and surface streets as well. And it was in this alley here off of Vermont that they decided to get out of the car and foot bail, and now one of those suspects is in custody.
Gil, what does the law enforcement response look like? Do we just have these few officers, or have they moved in on the other side of that fence as well?
Well, they quickly made a perimeter here around this area. Kansas and 50th, Kansas and 49th, Vermont and 50th, and Kansas and 49th. You're seeing some of the units here just further south that have set up that perimeter. Now, we haven't seen the one suspect that got on the roof here make its way that direction. So we're hearing that I'm hearing right now that the one they have in custody here is a female. So they have a female here and 2 other suspects that are outstanding. So the female in custody in the red hoodie, and now two still outstanding as the
Oh yeah, she
LAPD
definitely
search
telling.
the area of the airstrip directly overhead. You can see one unit pulling up to set up more of that perimeter here. This is on 50th Street. But again, the LAPD making quick work of setting up that perimeter once they bailed out.
All right, Gil is going to keep an eye on this for us. Again, one suspect is in custody, a female, and two are still outstanding. A perimeter has been set up in the area of Kansas and 50th, Vermont and 50th. And so if you are in this area, please be advised to keep your windows, your doors closed, stay indoors, and stay tuned here to KTLA and KTLA.com for the very latest on the situation here. Gil Levis and Sky 5, thank you.
Thanks, Gil. All right, our other big story tonight, it is